everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to take you through some do's and don'ts when it comes to posing in front of the camera. We want to make the most out of our photos and I'm here to help you. I've been modeling now for 11 years. I'm going to show you and teach you how to get the most out of those photos from the get-go. So what I'm going to start off with, which is the biggest thing, which I think is often overlooked when it comes to modeling and posing in front of a camera, and this is lighting. Lighting is crucial. You could be pulling some pretty dodgy poses, but if you have the right lighting, your photos are going to come out looking often quite superb. So we need to be aware of where our light source is. So whenever you're taking a photo, let's say it's of yourself or it's of another person or someone's taking a photo of you, you need to be aware of where the light is coming from. Are you outdoors? Are you indoors? Is the lighting coming from lights overhead? Is it coming from a lamp to your left? Is it coming from a window? So you need to be aware of where the light is coming from, and often the simplest, easiest way is to face that light source. So let's say I have a window here to my left. I'm going to want to face that window and I want the person to be taking the photo of me to be next to that window. So I have that front-on light hitting my face. So often you will want the light hitting you directly. If it's the sun or it's a light that's slightly above you, you want to tilt your head upwards so that the light hits your face directly. And you don't have to worry about chins or anything if the light is coming from above, because it will cast shadow and this will all remain in the dark. Now, if you're outside and the light is really, really high above you here, that's just, if the sun is like up here hitting you down from below, it's just not ideal because it's going to cast those sort of heavy shadows. And it is really hard to get those shots in the midday sun. So ideally you want to shoot early morning or late afternoon when the sun is lower in the sky and it is softer and it is hitting you more directly. Overhead, I would say if it is the middle of the day, you don't want to be out directly underneath the sun. You want to find a shaded spot and you want to work with that. That'll look the nicest. Yeah, you certainly don't want to be out underneath the sun. And the same goes for overhead lighting. So if you have lights overhead, for example, just in the house, you do not want to be standing underneath those lights because you're going to get heavy lines under your eyes. You're going to get heavy shadows here, heavy lines around your mouth. So you're better off turning a lamp on or a light that's next to you, that's lower down, not above you on the ceiling, and then work with that light in the room, sort of facing that light. You don't need to be facing lights directly, but you want them more or less to be hitting you at least from sort of the side on, or from the front. You do not want them to be overhead, and I think, yeah, overhead is just, it's the worst lighting. It's just not going to look great. You're going to feel like crap. You're going to have body issues because you're going to be thinking, do I really look like that? No, you don't look like that. Like when you go to changing rooms, say, and you're wanting to buy clothes, we often go into the changing room feeling demoralized because the clothes look crap. They don't fit us right. We're looking in the mirror and we look like shite. But the thing is, a lot of these, it blows my mind. The only store I have seen that has gotten lighting right in changing room is Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret had this light that went all around the mirror, so it hit you on directly, and it was this beautiful, soft, warm light, and it just looked beautiful. It made me feel great in the outfit I was trying on that I bought it. But often I'll put on clothes, you've got these harsh lights hitting you from above. They're often really white, they wash you out, they're casting all these shadows, you've got cellulite galore happening, and you feel like crap. And it just doesn't make sense, because it's like, if you want to sell clothing and you're in a clothing store, why do you have that awful lighting hitting you from above? So also, if you're setting up your room, say, or you're setting up a house, think about having those lights sort of more, not straight above, but sort of more around you, sort of body level, because it'll look beautiful even when you're just walking around the house, or if you want to take a quick snap, it looks really soft and gorgeous. So lighting is important. Now with hands, we often don't know what we're supposed to do with our hands in photos. It's like, do I put it here? Do I put it there? Do I put it Now, so if you're a boy, you can have your hands sort of more facing to the camera like this, with the back of the hand facing the camera, because that's quite a sort of masculine sort of look. But for a girl, you want to sort of tilt your fingers and change them a little bit so you don't have your hand flat. It's more at an angle and more sort of dainty. So you don't want your hand like this or like this. You sort of always want to have it at an angle with soft fingers. So this sort of thing, just soft. Have your shoulders back like this. That'll just automatically elongate your body, your neck, and it's just overall have a more flattering effect. So if you have your shoulders sort of here, you're going to look a little bit hunched. but you just want those shoulders back. So that's for front on photos. If you're taking a side on one, you don't want them too far back. You sort of want them just there in the middle. You don't want them too far back. You don't want them too far forward. You just sort of want them in line, parallel with your midsection of your torso. But for the front on, you pull them back a little bit. I think one thing that a lot of girls do when they're having photos taken is they really suck in their stomach, and then you've got that look of like, you can see that it's sucking in because you've got that sort of gape underneath the ribs and you can see the top of the ribs. Now, you don't need to suck in your stomach. What you need to do is crunch. You need to crunch the abs. So instead of going and really sucking in, you just crunch those abs and engage your core. And what that'll do is that'll flatten the stomach more without you needing to suck in. So it's actually just good posture, really. So you want to engage your core, you want to tuck your tail sort of underneath, just the top of your bum. You just want to sort of tuck it underneath, you want to crunch those abs, and that'll automatically give you a sort of more toned, flatter stomach without having to suck in. I do often notice when I'm looking at photos, I can really pick up when the girl is sucking in, and it sort of makes, for me anyway, it makes the photo look a little bit uncomfortable, whereas just crunching and engaging your core, keeping those shoulders back, is going to give you a really nice shape. The other thing is, I often go on my tippy toes. So if I'm barefoot, I think going on tippy toes just elongates the entire body. Even if your feet aren't even in the photo, I find that going on tippy toes, your whole posture and body just automatically change. So even right now, I've been on tippy toes mostly the whole time. I just think that it really does sort of change the shape of the body, and it looks really nice, and it'll also make your feet look really pretty. That wraps it up for the basics of do's and don'ts when it comes to posing. I'm going to go more in detail in regards to wearing different outfits. I'm going to do a video with a bikini and a video with a prom dress. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!